I cheated in making this quilt block, and I don't feel bad about it. Here, this is so cool. Look how perfect these squares are. I'm gonna lay it down so you can see them too. All the intersections are great, and look at the back. The back has no loose threads, no fraying ends, no anything, because it's backed up by this wonderful Bosal Fusible Interfacing with grid lines. Now look, here's an entire bolt of it, but I want you, let's see if we can see the lines if I lay it just on our black fabric here. This is just a small piece I cut out. I don't know if we zoom in, there are light blue grid lines in here, and they're spaced apart every 2.5 inches. So that means I'm just going to cut some 2.5 squares of fabric. Now what do we do next with those? That's the easy part and the fun part. I chose to do a quilt block that was 5 squares up and 5 squares over, so I cut one of these to match that. Then this is fusible, so one side is smooth and one side has the bumpy stuff. That's the part you iron on. The bumpy side goes up. Now you can look at this. I have already ironed these on. There's been no sewing done yet at all, which is why I say it feels like it's cheating, because we spend a lot of time putting our little squares together and matching our points. And I mean, it's an art form, you know, and it's a skill. But then you go and do something like this, and it's so basic, it's fun. Honestly, I don't know if I would recommend this for a beginner. I think you need to do it the old-fashioned way first, but this is a fun way of doing it. So look, in that small moment, all of these are ironed on. Now they're not sewn together, it's not a quilt block yet. It becomes a quilt block when we start stitching these at our 1/4 inch seam allowance. So look, if I take this and fold this over, what's nice is because we've ironed these on, this thing folds over all by itself. It has already shown me where the line is. I'm gonna stitch a 1/4 inch seam down this fold. Then likewise, I'm gonna go to the next fold, stitch a 1/4 inch seam, and then the next one, 1/4 inch seam. You get the picture till I get the last one, right? Now when we do that, we get this. We get a squished in version. It's a little tall and skinny version of the final quilt block, because all we've done is take up some of the seam allowance in one direction. Here's the back. When you do this first part, I want you to take it to the iron, give it a little tug, because we want to make sure we open these up really well, and press all of your seams to one side, okay? Because the next step of this is we can still see our blue lines on here. I can still see them here. What we need to do is there is a little blue line on every intersection, and I'm going to take my little snips. I made a rag quilt out of these. The Fisker's snipping tool, 6-inch. Remember the name of it? It's a 6-inch snipping tool. It's fantastic. I'm going to take my snips, and I'm only going to snip where that blue line is. I'm not going to snip through my stitching. I'm just going to snip. Let me turn this around so it's better for you on camera. See, I'm going right in there at each intersection, and I'm going to snip every single intersection. So I've done these ahead of time. You can see where I've done that, right? You can see where those are moving. I have one more to snip though. Then we are ready. Because the next step of this, oh look, I missed a whole row right here, right there, and right there. Next step of this, we have to fold the other direction. So look, when I fold like this, I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam down here, but look what happens. We have these seams. Because we snipped, I can bend these seams one way or the other. So when I turn them like that, one's going one way, one's going the other, that's a nested seam. That's what you want. So I'm going to, when I stitch my 1/4 inch, I'm going to fold this one this way and fold that one the next way, all the way down the row, okay? And then on my next row, I'll just do the opposite. So same thing, you're going to sew, sew, and sew. And listen, when you press that open, it's so nice. It's such a beautiful product. These are perfect squares. Look at your backing. There's nothing frayed. It's all just so nice and neat. I love it. When I thought, well, this is so basic, because all I did was take basic squares. I didn't take half square triangles. I didn't have triangle points or flying geese. So I thought I better test this too. So I went to my scraps, I had extra half square triangles left over, and made some flying geese with this same fusible interfacing. Now, my points are really good. They're not perfect because I was learning how to do this. I just wanted to see if it would work. And yes, it does work. And the beauty of it is when you fold this over and you are really stitching down this line, you can see through this interfacing, so you can see that you're actually joining those points. So it not only works for plain old squares, it works for the HSTs too. So give this a try. That's the Bosal Interfacing. There's links in the description to what this is and how you can get it, and also the little snips. I hope you'll like us and subscribe to us, especially on our YouTube channel, and happy sewing.